I'm here again with one of our incredible graduates from the Profitable Yoga Teacher Program, a recent graduate. We have Jessica with me. Hello, lovely. Come and say hello.
Hello everyone.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. All good.
Good stuff. And we've just been talking about the noises in our backyards. I've got roosters and Jessica's got lambs.
Yeah.
So, a recent graduate. So you've recently finished in the Profitable Yoga Teacher Program. You came in November, but not really finished, right? It's only just the beginning. Tell us about your journey over, since you started teaching yoga, like what brought you to this place where you really wanted to get yourself online?
I have been teaching for 7 years, and before COVID, I was in London doing the London thing, just running retreats, teaching in lots of different studios, doing privates, workshops, that kind of thing. And then I moved to the countryside, we had a baby, and then everything went online. And I was doing it, just teaching my classes. I was coming back from maternity leave for about a year. And then, the thought started to set in like, oh, what happens when everything opens up again and classes get quiet? And there was that little bit of fear. But I also realized like I needed to do something else. Like I wanted to grow. I wanted to be online. I needed to learn how to grow my community online. And there was a huge potential there. And I did my 300-hour training, and the last module touched on business. And then that just flowed perfectly into your course, and it just answered all my needs to do what I wanted to do, which was to build an online community and an online business and an online course.
Yeah, amazing. So how were you feeling before you came into the program about embarking on that journey? And I don't know, I guess any gaps that you had at that point?
I think before the program, it was quite overwhelming. There was this like, I'm like, oh gosh, there's everyone doing it online, everyone's doing great, that kind of stuff in my mind. I'm so far behind. But then I was also excited by the potential of growing and meeting new people. And I think before, I was very much in the mindset like I need to keep the same people I've got, really keep everyone. So my retreats fill and my workshops fill. So I was really, when signing up to the course, I was not hesitant at all. I was really ready because I just finished my 300 hours. So I had a lot of information, but I actually didn't know I had as much information as I had until I did the course and did my niche. And then it all was just like started to flow. But yeah, so I was really excited, and definitely the course helped me overcome any fears and just see the opportunity and the potential and the growth, and yeah, see that as a way of being exciting and inspiring rather than holding me back.
Tell us about your niche. Like, what were the kind of revelations that you had around your niche when you went through that process?
So I just started with this word. So I had like a small inkling kind of what my niche was going to be, but not just like a little bit. I did a yoga psychology training, so it was always going to be like that kind of yoga, psychology, philosophy, mindfulness stuff. And then doing the course and the workbooks, I really just got clear as to who I was talking to and how I was going to serve them. Like you always tell us, like what is going to be their transformation? Like what was my transformation? Like why am I really teaching it? Because really my niche is my journey. It's my journey. So everything is moved through me. So once I really started to write stuff down and get all my ideas down and do the research and figure out who my audience was, it was so much easier. I really struggled with Instagram my whole yoga career. I had a huge aversion to it. Didn't want to post yoga pictures of me, and I still did, and take videos of me, and I still did. And those things are great if it feels right for you, but it didn't feel right for me ever. And I felt I was comparing and competing and doing all those things that I just really didn't want to do. And finding my niche and doing your course gave me purpose. So I actually I love sharing on Instagram now, which I never have had. And it feels really good and really right. And the thing that you said on the course, which I loved, was don't worry about your followers, because it's a vanity metric. Worry about your email list. So as soon as you stop trying to please everyone and you don't care and you have your purpose and you're sharing from your heart, it feels great. And then people come and then it kind of all flows.
Yeah, amazing. And you've gone through, obviously you've been through the program. There's a lot to learn in the program, right? There's a lot of steps that you have to take. And one of the things that I really love about where you are in your journey is that you just really took action on it. And you haven't created your online course yet, I don't think, but you were creating a workshop series and you went through the whole process with launching your workshop series. So just tell us about, I guess, overcoming the fact that you didn't have a course yet, but still going through the process of actually, you did a challenge and you were running Facebook ads and all of that. Talk to us about it.
So yeah, I mean, there's so much in the course. It's incredible. And I'm already going back, and during the course, I already went back and redid stuff, and I'm going to again. It's fantastic it really takes you step by step, whatever it is that you're focusing on. So in terms of, I just really wanted to implement what I had been learning, and I felt ready to, and I had an idea. So at least for me, I had my niche and I had my transformation, and I was putting stuff down on paper. So much stuff comes that you think that you don't have a lot to share, and you start to write it down. You're like, oh my goodness, I have loads to share. And this is what's happened with the workshop series as well. I did 4-week workshop series, and now I'm starting to plan an 8-week course out of that. So teaching that, I can see I have loads of content and loads to share. But it was a lot. I was just like, I'm just going to go for it with this free challenge. And I had a big aversion to starting a Facebook group and being on Facebook lots. And I just wanted to put it into practice. And it really paid off. It was awesome. I did the 3 weeks content. There's a lot to think about. I did the content build up. I did the challenge. I had over 100 people sign up. And then I did the workshop series. I had 6 paying people, but the revenue was so much more than I would have got for teaching 4 classes or 4 individual workshops or anything like that.
I love that because quite often you can feel like, oh, well, I don't have the course yet, so I can't do that part. But you were just, everything you were learning, you were moving forward with, and you were acting, and just going through that process gives you the experience of it. And now you've done that, you did your ads. I mean, every time I opened Instagram, I was seeing your ads there. Then they look great, but you went through all of that process and started building up your community and everything else, and now you're working on your online course. So you've already had the experience of what the challenge process is like, what the launch process is like. So what about in terms of your email list? What have you been doing there to build your email list and nurture, and tell us about the content you've been creating and how that's all kind of coming together for you as well?
So yeah, this has been such a big one for me because I had 350 people being generous on my email list when I started the course. And half those people, and it's not something I've ever really focused on. I got people's email addresses. So I was doing retreats and immersions and workshops and things. And probably half the people on my email list were friends and family that I put on there at the beginning. And I've doubled that since November, when I started, and it's growing, it's continuously growing. And not just that, so now I'm doing a workshop and I'm implementing the same process in a mini way, which has also been fantastic from the course. So I'm doing a 30-minute freebie through the Facebook group. I've got more people signing up, then I'm selling it in the same way, but in a mini way. But doing these freebies in different ways, I'm bringing more and more people in a rapid way onto my email list. And also the same people coming back that did the other freebie who haven't bought something yet, who might do this workshop because it's a lower price point, or they're just getting to know me, and building that community and messaging me more on Instagram and chatting in the Facebook group. And yeah, so I'm just thinking of different ways to build my email list is just a lot easier. And then implementing those ideas is easier because I've been doing it throughout the course.
Amazing. So you start to see, and I think you start to see the traction, don't you? You start to see the engagement. And I think at the beginning, when you don't have that, or you're starting from scratch, it can feel a bit disheartening. You feel like, am I ever going to be able to like create any engagement in my community? Mm-hmm. But really, it takes that consistency, and it takes taking action for you to then see it. So, yeah, how is your content creation feeling?
So much more fluid. I've still got work to do, but it is so much more fluid in the sense that definitely before figuring out my niche, I could easily go 2 weeks without posting on Instagram. I would easily be trying to like think about what I want to say, really trying to search, over try. Whereas now it's just flowing much more fluidly. I'm doing my blog posts as my long form content. I would like to set more time to do that because it is helpful to have your blog post to refer back to. And I set a theme for each month, and then I plan blog post titles, quotes, reels, as much as I can. But I also do stuff. I find that stuff comes organically to me, like in that week, or yeah, but I'm definitely planning a lot more than I was. I mean, I was doing zero planning before, and creating a lot more content that just seems to be flowing a lot more fluidly from the heart, rather than feeling stressed about thinking about what I'm going to post.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that, as you said, really comes from doing that work on your niche and like getting real clarification on what your message is and what you want to share.
And not a fear. I'm definitely repeating myself, but in a really great way. Like there's not a fear of saying the same thing. It's like saying the same thing, but in a slightly different way, because I think it's important, and people are responding well to it. And I always say to my students anyway, especially with what I feel like I'm teaching, repetition is our greatest friend. Repetition is so key for people to remember and learn, and for things to land. So yeah, it's all just flowing a lot more freely, which feels really great.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, like, if you don't feel like you sound like a broken record, then you're not doing it right.
So, yeah, I love that.
Repetition all the way, for sure.
And hearing you say stuff like that I felt that it would just give me permission to be like that. Whereas before, I think I felt that I had to be doing new stuff all the time, and actually, and that's something I really learned as well, this repurposing of content. And I'm trying to get much better at that, but it's helped massively when you do have those moments, which I don't really, not a moment when I'm planning my content or thinking that I want to do something. I'm like, oh, what have I done? And then I can repurpose it over a couple of posts, or it gives me an idea for a reel, or there's just more ideas because you have more things to come back to when you're looking at your content that way.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly. Having that repurposing plan is key, isn't it? So that you can really just see, like, make the most out of the piece of content that you're creating and just use it in lots of different ways. So that's fantastic. So how are you feeling about your future with your online course and what it's going to bring you, not just in your business, for your business, but for you and your life?
Yeah, I mean, excited. I feel the online course, well, there are other things as well, like this workshop I'm about to do, which is just a 2-hour workshop before. And I still had this thought, by the way, but I was like, no one's going to come, no one's going to come, which we all do. It's the first time I've done it. I've just finished the workshop series that went really well. I wanted to keep the momentum going. And I only did one Facebook ad over a week. And just so everyone knows, the first time I did the Facebook ads, it took me a week to figure it out. And then this time around, it took me half an hour. So it just shows like once you sort of do it, just give yourself the time to do it. And then it's just so much quicker once you've done it once. So, so doing new stuff like that and having 50 people sign up for the freebie, and then out of that, maybe I'll get a handful or more people sign up to the workshop. I wouldn't be doing things like that so fluidly and easily and turning it around in a matter of weeks. So that's really exciting step for me. And I'm going to be doing more like that. And the course, we'll see. I'm excited about creating it. I need to flesh out the workshop series. I kind of have a skeleton. Yeah, I'm hoping to sell it at about a £500 price point. So it's going to be a bigger price point. I'm hoping to make at least 5K, which is what you kind of talk about a lot on your course. Like that's where I'm at. So, and then also growing. And I'm also looking at other ways. There was a lot of, I felt a lot of coaching in your course. Yeah, which was really super cool because I've not done a lot of coaching, and I felt massive benefit in terms of my mindset and believing in myself. That's what it really was. Every time I watched the coaching videos, which I loved, I would watch and I'd leave feeling like I could do it, like really believing in myself and that I could do it. And I think that's really what you need to then just go and do it. So whenever I'm feeling like I need that, I can just go back and watch a video, which I will be doing, creating and launching the bigger course. And also from that, I'm now looking at someone I could work with, perhaps one-to-one, to do some more coaching and support me in continuing my growth, because I've had loads of growth doing the course and I want that to continue.
Yeah. Amazing. And you're right, because you obviously had the strategy lessons in the modules, and then you have the weekly coaching calls with either myself or the other coaches as well. And you had one-to-one support with a mentor as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I had 3 sessions with, exactly.
With your mentor, yeah.
Which I did do. It was really great investment just to have that little extra support to do the 3-day challenge, the content build up, all that, because it is a lot and I felt I needed that anyway.
Yeah, definitely. But now you've done it, you've done it. It's almost like you've had a practice run and now you just really work on the course, creating your course, and then you know what to expect now going into the launch phases, which is super important to kind of have that knowledge and experience as a little bit of a practice run. So what would you say to anyone who's considering joining the Profitable Yoga Teacher program?
If you want to build an online business, you want to build an online yoga business, an online course, you're not sure how, or even just build your online community, I would really recommend this course. And it's 6 months. There's so much in there. It's such a comprehensive course, and it's something that you will always go back to. And I did PR before I was a yoga teacher, so I'm not a complete novice to that kind of stuff, but there's so much information, new information, strategy, just everything is in there if you want to build an online course that you can go back to. And the first 3 months alone, even if you're not ready, the first 3 modules rather, even if you're not ready to do the second part, there's so much there just to work on to get your business on the ground, build community, find your niche, find your voice. And I think that's what really helped me as well. I've been teaching for quite a while, so I feel confident as a teacher, and but finding your niche just helps you really find your voice. There's so much in the yoga community about finding a voice and I understand what people are saying, but actually it's really about what you were teaching, not necessarily how you were teaching. You know, we can all teach well and give the right cues and stuff, but it's really what is moving through you. That is your voice. Like, what are you practicing that's giving you the transformation? And the course really made me realize what was moving through me and what I wanted to share and how I wanted to serve people.
Amazing. Well, we are really looking forward to seeing what comes next from you. So keep doing what you're doing, because it is incredible. And I just love the fact, like, you're so driven and you just took action, and that's exactly how you have to be coming into a program like this. So a huge congratulations to you, Jessica. I'm really excited to see your journey evolve and, you know, stay in touch in our community. And of course, that's a big part of this as well, isn't it? It's the Facebook group and the community that you get lifetime access to. So you're not going away anytime soon. Make sure you keep telling us what's going on in your world and with your business, and we'll be there to support you still each step of the way. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for creating such an epic course. Loved it.
Thank you, gorgeous. Lots of love. Speak to you soon.